When we change our bottom material from glass to water, we should notice some differences. The incoming angle of incidence is still 35 degrees. The outgoing angle of reflection is still 35 degrees, but our angle of refraction has changed. The angle has gotten larger to 25.5 degrees. Let's draw this on our paper using our protractor. There's two key parts to the protractor that you want to keep in mind. The long line along the very bottom and this smaller line in the center at the 90-degree mark. You're going to use these different lines to help as your guide. Our angle of incidence is 35 degrees. We're going to take the long line and line that up with my normal, the 90 degrees with the boundary. So my long line against my normal, my 90 degrees against the boundary. Try your best. Since the angle of incidence is 35 degrees, I'm going to find the 30 in the smaller numbers. These outer marks are all equal to 1. We're going to use those as well. 35. Make a little mark on your paper. You're then going to make a line from that mark to where the normal and the boundary meet. We're going to use arrowheads to show the direction of the light. Since it is coming towards the boundary, we're going to have an arrow pointing in. Next, we'll label our angle 35 degrees. My angle of reflection is 35 degrees. We're going to spin our protractor around. Long line against the normal, smaller line, that 90 degrees against the boundary. Now we're going to use the numbers on the outside because we want them to be less than 90. 35, 35, make a little mark. Connect your little mark to where the normal and the boundary meet. Since it's being reflected, it's going away from the boundary, so we'll have an arrowhead pointing away. Label the angle 35 degrees. Our angle of reflection is 35, our angle of incidence is 35, but our angle of refraction is different. Just as we had our protractor before, long line against the normal, short line, the 90 degrees against the boundary. This time it's going to be 25.5, 25.5-ish. Make a mark, connect it with where the normal meets the boundary. Since it's passing through air into the water, we're going to have an arrowhead pointing down because it's moving away from the boundary. Label our angle 25.5 degrees, and here is your sketch for the upper material being air, lower material being water. Go on and complete the rest of the examples. Be sure to use your protractor.